want to tell you about zappers real quick. You know, I got this zapper a while when it first came out. I guess I don't know if it's been out a year now. It's a Patazapper 6-pack. I actually used the hell out of this, and I'm going to tell you that for the price, if you're not sure about using this type of stuff, for the price, this one's one of the best ones to get. Because what you could do is say use this, and if you really like the results you get for it, and you think you get good results with it, what you could do is just get a better one later on. But I'm going to tell you that Hulda Clark's, this uses Hulda Clark technology and also John Crane technology with the frequencies. This has, I think it's 14 frequencies, 6 modes. I frequently always use, actually I have a Patazapper CC2. I got this one. I got the many zappers in one and a My Plus, and I think now there's a My Plus too. I don't have that one, but I use this one a lot. I probably use this one more often than any of them. I don't know why, because it's just so, it's the same size. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. Well, I frequently use mode 1, which is a Clark mode. They call it the 30,000 frequency. In mode 2, they call it a quote-unquote right frequency, but it uses a few of the common John Crane frequencies. It is pretty accurate. And I use mode 6. And yeah, there's mode 6 is 10,000 hertz, kilohertz, not kilohertz, 10,000 hertz or 10 kilohertz. That one I use a lot too. I usually use those 3 modes, 1, 2, and 6, mostly on this one. But I'm going to tell you the price on this. The last time I looked, it should be $109 and plus shipping. Made in USA or made in the Confederate States of the USA. You know, you can tell I'm not a product endorser here, man. I mean, a product endorsement is not going to have a Confederate flag in back of here. You know that? For real. And actually I have that for is fight the power, fight the bullshit. I don't want to make any kind of promises about it, but, you know, I know Hulda Clark talked about zappers. She used a simple 1-frequency zapper with positive offset. And per her words, she said to use it 8 hours a day till you feel better. Because what it helps do is not only helps knock down the microbes, according to her, but she's got a lot of documented work. That's why I trust what she says. But she also says it helps your immune system become more charged up. I don't know why. I'm just telling you, though, you know, the scientists and engineers and medical people and people can argue back and forth all they want, but I do know that she has a lot of documented actual cases that she practically performed miracles on people, and she's got all the details of progression reports, the blood tests, you know, exactly what their symptoms were, what resulted. I mean, with actual blood work on cancer patients, AIDS patients, and, you know, the worst disease patients and everything else. So she's actually documented the hell out of her work. You know, you can argue back and forth why it works and doesn't work. Who cares why it works or doesn't work? The thing is, it works. Something's going on. It doesn't work like the miracle stuff that Bob Beck talks about. I've really came to notice that after a while, and I used to put out videos on Bob Beck zappers, that it's not bad. But really, I've only noticed that what it does is gives you more energy. I think that guy, he was a PhD with 180 IQ and all this kind of crap, top of his field. But I think he was a gatekeeper on this technology, what you would call it. Somebody that was throwing you curveballs and telling you some truth and then telling you some lies mixed in with the garbage. I think his mission was to detract from Hulda Clark, and he was very much a better personality than Hulda Clark. But I can tell you that this technology is not BS, but it's not some kind of cure-all like Bob Beck makes his zapper look like. It's amazing. I will never tell anybody it's a cure-all. I think it's effective up to a point, and the reason I think that is because of what Hulda Clark's documented work says. I'm not saying this is testimony here and testimony here. She's got documented work with blood results and things, and people's things were wrong with people, and she's got the actual dozens and dozens and dozens of cases of severely ill people. This was one aspect of what she says to help you with, to help your overall health, the Zapper. But it's not just that. She was also into conventional medicine. She was also into herbs, detoxifying the body, removing toxins from the body, and that type of stuff. A lot of different things like that. So she wasn't just like, oh, here's a Zapper and you're cured. That's what Bob Beck used to say. And actually his device is a piece of junk compared to even the lowest end Patazapper. This is 109. Now, friends, I'll mention a name. Like soda, I don't even know what they cost now. $250 to $300, $250 to $275 plus shipping. This is way better. This is way better. And it's less than half the money. But do not take, I'm not going to, it's amazing how they get away with shit, because they'll have Bob Beck out there with his blog saying it cures this, it's a cure-all, and then links to his products. I'm not going to tell you it cures anything. I'm just going to tell you that Hulda Clark recommended this. And she recommended just a simple single frequency zapper. But we do know the frequencies do matter, and that frequencies can influence, how microbes are being multiplied or not. There's some frequencies that actually will cause a killing effect on microbes, man. I mean, it's freaking proven. I mean, the contact method is not total garbage. It's like you have these handhelds, or you have them as foot pads. Actually, foot pads and handhelds works better. But I probably use this a lot more because it doesn't beep. I use it at night, so I don't hear it go beep every 10 minutes or 7 minutes or 10 minutes. I have it set at 10 minutes and 21 seconds. I wind up using this one a lot more. So I wind up using it about 6 to 8 hours a day. I feel great, man. I mean, I don't know. Hey, whatever. I mean, I can't tell you it's like some kind of cure-all, but I'll tell you this, though. I mentioned just before in the last video about John Bedini, and I was ordering one of his all-purpose battery chargers that does the reconditioning a little bit on the batteries and stuff. He's got stuff out, and I really probably shouldn't have mentioned it, but it's actually called the 6-wave mixing. It's kind of the Russian Sinar device that the cosmonauts used. They used to use that because on the space capsules, because they couldn't take all the pharmaceuticals on board, so they had a device that they used. There is something to this technology, but he will not. I mean, I actually have his plans and shit, but I'm not going to really tell you anything about that because it's all his work. He won't tell you nothing about it because he'll get in trouble if he tells you, because it's not FDA. I got to tell you like what Hulda Clark said about this. Okay? I'm not going to tell you some crazy claims like Bob Beck said, but I'll tell you that this is way freaking better than any Bob Beck Zapper for less than half the money. Way less than half the money. It's a lot easier to use, too. I'll tell you that. But, also I'll tell you this. I was putting out stuff on the Spooky product. I don't want to make product promises to people. I just look at, the Spooky product was very good. It uses a very accurate frequency generator. I mean, does it work like a miracle? I don't know. I mean, some people are saying it doesn't do a damn thing, and some people are saying it works. So, I mean, I really can't tell you for sure, right? I'm not going to freaking lie to you and tell you it works. Like, there's some things I noticed with the Spooky. I tried something on the cat fleas. I say it works. Somebody else said it didn't work. Somebody else said it didn't work. But I'm like saying, I'm glad these fleas are gone. I mean, I don't know if it freaking... Two different years, two different cats a year apart. I tried something to knock out the fleas with the Spooky toe. And it wasn't something they told me to do. It was an experiment. I tried Division to improve. That thing seemed to work, too. I'm going to tell you one thing. With the Spooky device, they got a plasma supposedly coming out. So it's coming soon for the last year. I thought it was going to be out pretty soon. I almost guarantee you there's major forces trying to stop that from coming out, because they initially had a price point for the plasma add-on of $190, plus you buy the generator, some other stuff, so maybe way under $500. And I would think it's on par with the $10,000 Pulse Technology device. You know what I mean? John White might come out with it. I don't know, but everything's got its limits, though. I mean, everything's got its advantages. I like this little Patazapper, though, because you can carry it anywhere, man. I mean, Spooky's got contact methods. For the people that been traditionally into this type of stuff, put it that way, it's recognized that the contact method is pretty good. But the other thing is, what you typically see on the internet is, Hulda Clark will tell you hold the handhelds for 7 minutes and let them go, and then actually in her books, she says to use the Zapper 8 hours a day if you're really sick, amongst other things. Like Bob Beck will tell you, don't take any herbs, don't take any vitamins, don't take any medicines. I mean, he's supposedly telling these Zappers a cure-all. Man, that guy he's a freaking liar, man. I'll tell you that right now, man. But people get mad at me for saying that, but some people do. But some people recognize that as a truth. What I'm telling you is flat out true. And I'm telling you is that I'm not going to make some crazy exaggeration about Zappers. I think they are somewhat effective. There is something to this stuff. It's not some kind of cure-all. But the thing is, if you want to experiment with it, the best deal that I know of, where you get, I think it's 14 frequencies, 6 modes. It's 6 modes. I think it's 14 frequencies in it, if I remember right. It's 12 or 14. I think it's 14. It's pretty accurate. It's a lot more accurate than almost anything with a 555 timer. It was 109 the last time I looked, and plus shipping, whatever the shipping is. And yeah, they send it up to Yankee places too, whatever. It's made in Confederate States of America. Obviously, I am not associated with this product, all right? So I wouldn't be saying this kind of shit if I was, all right? But I look at this too. People go, "Oh, his flag is." I look at it as fight the powers, man. Fight all the bullshit. Hey, man. If you're black and you're watching this, don't get offended at me, man, because I don't even think. I think of this flag as like screw the corporations, screw the bullshit that's trying to screw us over. And, oh yeah, by the way, if you're black and you're watching this, I'll tell you one little tidbit. The white doctors aren't telling you, or the black doctors, or the Indian doctors, or any of those bastards out of the medical people. Black people need a lot more vitamin D than white people because for some reason, well, it's probably the way it is, like from the way, things developed over millions of years, whatever it was. White people got in their skin where they make more vitamin D several times faster than black people. So you got people living that are in the cities that are black people, and they're not getting out in the sun a lot and all this kind of stuff. They're way short on vitamin D. Vitamin D is a hormone that is very powerful, that repairs cells. It's far more than just your bones and all that kind of stuff. It has to do with your immune system. It could probably even help with sickle cell anemia. All right? So I want to give you some truth on this, but I don't want anybody to spend a lot of money or get too many high hopes out. But I'll tell you, this damn thing is way better than any Bob Beck Zapper for way less than half the money. Way better. Frequencies do matter too, and he's chosen a good set of frequencies in here. It's even got that 15 hertz. I don't use that one though. To tell you the truth, I personally use the Mode 1 and Mode 2. Mode 1 has got the 30,000 Clark mode, 3 frequencies, and there's 2489, there's 4 frequencies, 2489, 2127, 2280, and 2008. Very common consolidated frequency list frequencies. That's on Mode 2. I use that a lot. And I use Mode 6 a lot, 10,000, which is a very... it's a catch-all, we'll call it a quote-unquote right frequency. I use that one a lot. I like this thing. Actually, I think everybody ought to try this shit. And, if it works for you, then, then you're convinced, and, it helped you, then, you can go to get whatever if you want to later, try something more expensive or whatever. But I'm not selling this shit, okay? I definitely am not selling this stuff. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of shit out there that's been squashed. And there's a lot of disinformation out there. There's even stuff out there. I mean, I saw stuff where the lady came out about the nano silver curing Ebola and shit, and you buy my products. The lady's full of shit. There is some nano silver out there. It's endorsed by medical doctors, actually. It's very expensive. But I never saw anything on it where it was tested against Ebola. But that product that they go have all over the internet about, oh, this nano silver cures Ebola, don't. There is stuff out there that, like if I had Ebola or something, I'd probably use this like freaking 24 hours a day. I would concentrate on vitamin C, glutathione, and vitamin D. Mega quantities. Actually, some medical doctors said that mega vitamin C, glutathione, and vitamin D could help with that, or a lot of different things. You know, Bob Beck will tell you, don't take any vitamins. Holy shit. Hey, baby, you recognize the disinformation. Even though he's got all the credentials in the world, watch the disinformation. I'm a common sense guy. And I look at practical app. So, and I'm not telling you to go buy this thing. But if you are going to look at a zapper, you're going to look at buy a zapper and you wanted to see what they do, you're far better off getting this for $109. I know they got some out there for like 50-something bucks, but they're one frequencies. This one's got a hell of a lot more in it than one frequency. The frequency does matter. This thing is 5-year guarantee, made in the USA. So, and you know, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of hidden technology that the Russians have, the cosmonauts have. The CNR has been around, used in also in for sports recovery in the Olympics in 2000. That's been used then. They were talking about it was like the Star Trek device that the Russian athletes were using for fast recovery. There's different ways the frequencies can be applied for different things. It's not bullshit, but the problem is some of the stuff that's being sold is not really the real McCoy, and even the stuff that's the real McCoy can be greatly exaggerated. But, you know, I'm looking at what do you get for the most bang for the money. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, okay, this Zapper is the most bang for the money. If you want to just try it out and see what goes on, the Patazapper 6-pack. And, you know, if we go into, you know, freaking survival mode here, man, I can tell you one thing. I'm glad I have this kind of shit because, you know, I think the way they're going to try to wipe out the populations with biological agents and shit. And I want anything anything I could possibly have at my disposal that could possibly work. Now this runs off of batteries, and if I have battery chargers that can renew the batteries and shit, it might be even better yet, right? Permanent solution, right? Hopefully. So anyway, I'm here to for the people, not here for myself. I'm a true truther. You know what I mean? You hear those words, truthers. I'm a no BS truther, okay? All the way. And, yeah, there is technology. I hate to say it, but I'm going to tell you, I'll leave you with this note. I think this John Bedini guy, he probably knows a lot of even though he's not a medical doctor, he's an engineer. He won't tell you, though. I think he knows technology that can really cure the shit out of stuff. Now, hopefully maybe John White might be putting that out, but in the meantime, this thing is good. It is simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes the simplest shit in the world is the best thing to stick with, as long as you use the hell out of it. Like Hulda Clark said, 8 hours a day if you got a problem. 8 hours. That's where they don't tell you on the internet. Pretty inconvenient, ain't it? But then again, you know, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I know what I would do. You know? That.